Alright guys, it's time! Hey assistant coach, how are you guys doing? It is season number 2, episode 1 for the AS Roma Career Mode. So assistant coaches, if you could smash that like as much as possible, that would be much appreciated. We are getting into the season with these objectives: win the league title, win the cup, and reach the final in the Champions League. So we have some really big goals right here, but we do also have a big budget. 54.5 million and 250k in the wage budget. And on top of that, assistant coaches, keep in mind we have a few players joining on pre-contract. 3 of them to be exact. But the tournament in Argentina is the one that I'm going for. We have a few Argentine players in our team, so I thought maybe let's just go ahead and play over there so they will not be homesick for too long, because they'll be able to see their country and not go ahead and scream about it and say, I want to leave the team, I'm homesick. So yeah, that's actually not going to be happening, because obviously it doesn't affect anything in which country I'm doing the pre-season tournament. But Matip is the first one to join. He's an 81 rated 24-year-old 6'5" tall center back. And when I started this season, I was saying to myself, alright, Matip or Castan? Castan is higher rated, he might be better at defending, but he's only like 6 foot tall or 6'1", and that is obviously not the height you want to have on your center back. You want someone to be tall to be able to head those crosses away. Alisson, the 79 rated goalkeeper, is also joining our team, and most importantly, Carrillo, the 5-star skiller, has joined our team. After the season finale last time, so many people were crying out loud saying, get rid of Criscito, he has cost you too many games. And assistant coaches, I have listened to you. Levin Kurzawa was in the suggestions, and he is the one that I'm going for, because there's basically no other Italian left back that I can get into my team who is high rated enough and has high enough potential. Carlos Tevez, 88 rated striker. We have talked about this, but many people in the comments were saying I should give him another chance, and I thought, alright, we'll see what happens in preseason, we'll see what happens in the first matches of the Serie A, and then we will decide in January if we want to get rid of Carlos Tevez or not. And now, the big business. Yes, so many assistant coaches were saying, get Eric Lamela back into the team. And no worries, I have tried out Ljajic already in FIFA 16 and I don't really like him. So that's the reason why I'm using him for the swap deal of Eric Lamela. Mattia Perin has been incredible last season. So many good saves. And he's definitely not one of those players that will be leaving our team. Spurs, transfer offer unacceptable. Ljajic plus 22 million. That is what they are asking for. But luckily, actually, I have a lot of money in my team and I don't need many improvements, because the arrival of 3 players on pre-contract, that has already stepped up our team in like an overall rating by a lot. So we can now get rid of a few players that we don't really need in our team and basically have a really high rated squad and also a really high rated reserves team, because Matip will probably now join the reserves team because Castan currently has the edge. But if Castan starts to mess up, I'll put Matip in there. And Florenzi, yes, the most important thing, maybe the best, so to say, transfer, because Florenzi wanted to leave the team. He had a contract offer last season and he just basically said, I don't know about this, I might be going off to another team, but finally he has decided to sign that thing, and we are keeping a hold of him. Sanabria scores 2 in the first simulation of the preseason tournament, and the biggest offer so far, 55 million from Atletico Madrid for Miralem Pjanic. And assistant coaches, I'm not looking forward to sell any of my players right now. I'm just looking to strengthen my team, and I want to keep as many AS Roma players as possible who I really do like. The deal for Lamela is a tough one. They are still not accepting, and I know he's around the rating of maybe 80 or at max 81, and I'm overpaying by a shit ton. And I know Ljajic has like decent potential, but I'm not really into Ljajic. I tried him out many times and I never really liked him, so I decided let's just give away all this freaking money, because PSG, on top of offering Criscito, are now asking for a shit ton of money to be able to get Kurzawa into our team. I know Kurzawa is probably one of the highest potential players on the left back position, and I just decided, come on, I actually only need these two players. I only need to improve my team in two positions, so I decided, let's just freaking go for it. Let's just spend the money, not look at how much we are spending, not really care about it, because this season I'm planning on winning everything. I want to win the title, I want to win the Champions League, I want to win the cup. So the triple is my goal in this one. PSG are the first ones to accept 140k wages for Layvin Kurzawa. By the way, once again guys, keep in mind these are prices in euro. These transfer prices and also the wages are a lot lower on pounds. But another victory, and this time Sanabria scoring 3 goals. The first match of the preseason tournament he scored 2, now he scored 3. He is just on top form, the youngster. He is really wanting to get into that starting 11. Strootman is not going anywhere. We know that Torino has gotten a financial takeover, so they are looking like a proper threat this season, and I will not sell any of my players over to them. Emerson is the only guy that I sold so far, I think, for 3 million. He has left the team because we obviously are getting ourselves a new left back into the team with Kurzawa, and we also have Dodo on the reserves, so there's no need to have a third left back in our squad. Eric Lamela is getting a contract offer, and the biggest request of assistant coaches in the comments down below is now becoming reality. So many people were saying I should sell Gervinho because he was the worst out of all the wingers that we had in our team, and I have to agree with you guys, so I am asking for 18 million to be spent by Manchester United. Kurzawa though has finally joined our team for such a big amount of money, but I think he will be worth it. This guy 82 rated, and his stats are just insane. He can basically do anything on the pitch. He could definitely also play as a left midfielder. His high attacking work rate will help us out to go forward and cross it in and score some goals with a striker like Sanabria in there, because obviously Tevez is not really known for heading the ball in many times in his career. Obviously he had some goals, but he's not really known for heading the ball. But here it is, Eric Lamela has accepted. He is joining back to AS Roma because he had his glory days for AS Roma, was such a big talent that went over to Spurs and never really started to play well for them, never really took a starting lineup position, but now he seems like he's slowly getting into it in real life. So let's see what happens with this guy. I mean, he has so much talent, but he's not really using it. He's using it in the wrong ways. We have so many big players out there, talents like him, who are not really using their potential. But Gervinho, 17.5 million. After the arrival of Eric Lamela, there was just no need for Gervinho to stick to the team. So Kurzawa, Gervinho, Matip, Alisson and Carrillo, not to forget about those players, have joined our team. 5 new transfers, so to say, and that is just a big amount. We are also getting some money from the tournament that we are playing in right now. That was the final that we just played. 4 million added to our budget after winning the preseason tournament, which is not really that important. For a big club like Roma, it is actually like, let's say we have won 10 million from the tournament. That is the amount I will spend on wages, new contract for players. But Gervinho has been sold, and now there's an offer again from Atletico Madrid, from which I could have gotten a big amount of money, but I decided no. Nainggolan is another one of those players that I don't want to let go. He's overall like one of the best center midfielders statistically. I mean, he has the highest total stats for the center midfield position, I think, and he's definitely someone I want to keep in my team. And Leandro Castan, boys, he has gone up to 84, so Matip, buddy, you have to wait for him to make some mistakes to get into the starting lineup. And Antonio Sanabria, the youngster that has performed really well last season, is getting closer to the 80 rating. He's now 79 rated, and he's still so young, and he has everything in his career in front of him. So Tevez, watch out, buddy. He is right behind you, and he's not giving up. He has done a great job in the preseason tournament, scored a load of goals, and he has basically gotten us the title in the end. And now the first game of the season is coming up. It is against Juventus in the Supercoppa. So we could be getting ourselves the first silverware of the season and maybe make it 4 trophies for our team in this year that we are starting right now. Juventus obviously once again one of the biggest opponents we will have in this season in the Serie A, but last time around you guys might remember it was Inter. They had some amazing individual players. I think Jovetic was like the top scorer or something. Palacio was also not too far behind him, and they had some really good attacking players, and that's something we'll have to think about when we play against Inter very soon, I think. But let's get into this match with Juventus. We do see Carrillo making his debut on the left-hand side and Tevez actually playing in the starting 11. Even though Sanabria did really perform well, I decided to put him in there against his former club because last time around we played against Juventus with Tevez on the pitch. He had scored a goal against them and I was hoping for the same to happen. Tevez passing it to De Rossi. Pjanic now with his first contact of the season. 15th minute, De Rossi looking for Pjanic again. No, he does find Tevez. Tevez to Pjanic, and then the save from the goalkeeper. Salah collected it, but nothing came from it in the end. 90.5 million euros spent from Bayern Munich to buy Luis Suarez. What a transfer. Now Bayern Munich is even better, and I'm not really looking forward to see that because last time around, you guys know, we have played against them in the Champions League final and I don't need them to be stronger. And now we have actually hit the post. Yes, a big chance coming in after a corner kick, which is really unusual for me because I suck at corner kicks. You guys will have to teach me something about that one because I just can't score from corner kicks. I need to watch some tutorials. If you guys have one, let me know the channel's name and I will watch it. 1-0 Juventus. 1-0 Juventus, and it's a name that we are not forgetting. Pereira. He's maybe still mad that I sold him in the Liverpool Career Mode to Manchester United because when he was playing with Manchester United against us, he was destroying us. And now he's doing it again. Pereira is such a sick player in this game, and guys, you have to try him out. I did use him on Liverpool, but I just had players like Coutinho who I just enjoyed a little bit more and who were connected to a club, so I sold him in the end for 45 million pounds or something. But 90th minute, Juventus has won the first title of the season. And what does this say about our team? We had most shots on target and nothing really came through. And I thought, now that Salih Uçan has left our team, maybe we do need a new centre midfielder in our club. And this guy has been suggested to me in the first season already, but I couldn't buy him because he just recently joined Torino. Daniele Baselli, 78 rated centre midfielder with a lot of potential. I looked at his stats on FIFA and he looks incredible. I'm offering 20 million plus Vanker, and I was hoping that Torino would accept because I know they are a team that has a lot of money now after the financial takeover. And Baselli, now it's time for a contract. Torino has accepted, and this is the big one. Hopefully he can join our team, but I had to offer a little bit more because I wanted him to accept the important first team player role, because for Torino he's a crucial first team player, which is understandable because their team is not as good as ours. But another centre midfielder has improved through the training. Paredes has gone up to the 77 rating. I think he had 2 goals in a long shot compilation, which were really nice. And finally, Daniele Baselli is joining AS Roma. This was my dream from the start of this career mode. I wanted to buy him. And look at this, he's 80 rated already. He is now probably the highest rated backup centre midfielder after Strootman. And I'm really looking forward to play him in our team. We do have Strootman, Benassi, Paredes, and Baselli now as our center midfielder replacements. If one of those gets injured, obviously that's really important to have a lot of center midfielders in our team, because we have 3 positions those players can be subbed in. So having a lot of reserves players for that position is really important, especially for AS Roma, who are really relying a lot on their center midfielders like De Rossi, Nainggolan and Pjanic. Obviously De Rossi has a more defensive role, but this is the first match of the season against Bologna. We had to start off well after losing against Juventus. I knew this match would be really important for the morale of the team. They are using the same formation as we are, and they have Destro in the striking position, who is definitely capable of scoring some goals against us. 19th minute, Mohamed Salah now will cut inside and shoot and score early on. The first goal of the season from Mohamed Salah, who hasn't been able to score many goals last season. But I have to say, that might have been my mistake, because guys, you know what? I just looked at his stats this season and I realized he's a left footer. Yep, I am the worst coach out there. If you want to cuss at me in the comments for doing that and not really knowing that he was a left footer, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry, and you are kinda right. But now we are hitting the post after trying to score a goal, or so to say long shot after a corner kick, which didn't really work out, and we did hit the post. And now Baselli is making his debut together with Eric Lamela. So 2 new players have joined our team, and they had their first match against Bologna, and the match ended 1-0 after Salah his goal. So a great start into the season, not too many goals scored, but in the end the most important thing is to get the 3 points. Iago Falque is now doing the same thing that Florenzi did to me. Sadly, Falque also now wants to think about the contract offer that I made for him, so that is not really the best thing to see. But assistant coaches, I have a load of players running out on contracts, and I decided let's go ahead and give them some new contracts, because I want to keep these players in my team. Obviously 88 rated Tevez wants the most money in our club, 300k on his wages. That is a shit ton of money, but the most important thing for me personally is that De Rossi accepts his contract, because I don't want to see him retire as well. That would be terrible. Last season we lost Totti, and assistant coaches, I looked for his regen and there was no regen in the Serie A or in the free agents, and that just sucks, man. I was wishing for me personally that Totti would be in there so that I can pick up his regen, just for the morale of the team, knowing that the little Totti is in our club. Now assistant coaches, this is the question for you in the comments down below. I'm not doing a straw poll because I want to see proper comments telling me why and which formation would be better. So this is the first choice, 4-5-1 formation, still with 3 center midfielders, but this time not with wingers, but with a left midfielder and right midfielder positions. So we are not that offensive, and we could have a Carrillo on the right, Carrillo on the left and Salah on the right, Pjanic on the left center midfield position, Nainggolan on the right center midfield position, and Tevez in the striking position. This is the second option, 4-2-3-1. This is my suggestion for you guys. What do you think about this one? We have 2 center defensive midfielders, in that being Nainggolan and De Rossi. Pjanic will move up to the cam position to be able to maybe join into the attacks a little bit more. I want to see him score more goals. So that was my thought process on that one. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about those positions and which formation I should basically use. In the end, do not forget to smash that like button for the new season. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all. Today's player of the episode is Antonio Sanabria, who has really performed well in the preseason tournament, and there is no assistant coaches showcase because throughout the video I showed the comments already, which really made an impact on this episode. So thank you guys so much for watching. Have a nice day and peace.